Hi everyone, today we will build a to-do list application using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This is the final version of the application. When we enter a task in the input, a task is created. There are edit and delete buttons. When we click the edit button, the task input becomes focus. When we change the data and click the save button, the task is updated. As you can see, when we click the delete button, the task is deleted. When we enter an empty data, it gives us a warning. Please enter a task. Let's start building the application. First, I will create a header tag. And I create an h1 tag in it. To-do list. Okay. Then I will create a form and its ID will be new task form. ID new task form. Okay. After that, there will be two inputs inside the form. The first input will be for the task and its name will be new task inputs. Name new task inputs. And ID will be same new task input. Okay. And I add the text. What is the task today to the placeholder? Okay. The second input will be for submit. Type is submit and value. I said its ID is new task input. Sorry, new task submit and value will be at task, and I save that. Okay. After that, now we will create the main part. Firstly, I create a section tag and the class name will be task list. Task list. And after that, I create h2 tag and set tasks. Okay. Now I'm creating a div with tasks ID. However, this part will stay here for now, but when we switch to JavaScript, we will delete this part. Now I'm only adding it to edit this part with CSS. Okay. Firstly, I create a div with the class name task. And there will be two parts in it. The first part is the content part. And I create an input. Type text and class name will be text. And value will be a new text. New task. Okay. We create the other div. Class name will be edit, delete. And there will be two icons in this div. We will use font awesome library for these icons. The first icon will be the pen icon. We will use it like a button, and when we click it, we will use it to edit the task we have added. Pencil. Okay. And after that, the second icon will be delete icon, and I'm adding this icon. Solid trash. Okay. Now we have finished the HTML part of our application. Now we will switch to CSS and style properties. Okay. Here are the color codes I prepared before. First, as usual, I set margin and padding 0, and after that box sizing border box, and I use pop-ins as font family. Pop-ins and sans serif. And I select the body tag and set the display property to flex and flex direction and column. and the minimum height will be 100 sweep of height, and after that color white, and background color is light. Okay, now I select the header tag and set the padding 2 rem from top to bottom and 1 rem right and left, and maximum width 800 pixel and width 100%. Okay, margin top and bottom 0 and right and left auto. Okay, for the h1 tag in the header and font size 2.5 rem and font weight 300 and color gray. Okay, and after that, sorry, margin bottom 1 rem, and I'm adding the display flags property for the new task form. Display flags. Okay, I have selected the input tag, and for all input tags on the page I add border none and outline none and background transparent. Okay, as you can see, and after that I select the new task input and background color will be lighter and flags 110%. Okay, it's that. And after that padding 1 rem and border radius 1 rem. Okay, and after that margin right 1 rem, and after that color darkest. Okay, and font size 1.25 rem. Okay, and finally box shadow 0 pixel and 4 pixel, 8 pixel and 2 pixel, RGBA and black, and opacity 0.15. Okay, it's good. And after that I select new task input placeholder, new task input placeholder, color darkest. Okay, it's fine. Next is new task submit. New task submit. I select that, and color is blue. Okay, and font size 1.25 rem and font weight 700. Okay, and cursor pointer. Okay, and transition 0.4 seconds. Okay, now new task submits hover, opacity 0.8. Okay, new task submit is active, opacity will be 0.6. Okay, and after that now we will add CSS properties for the main section. Main is flags 110%. Okay, and maximum width and max width 800 pixel and width 100% and margin 0 and auto. Okay, I selected task list class and padding 1 rem. Okay, and after that task list and h2 tag font size 1.5 rem. Okay, and font weight 300 and color gray. Okay, it's good. And margin bottom 1 rem. Task list h2 tag. Okay, and after that task list h2. Now I will add CSS properties to task inside the div with tasks id, task and task. Okay, display flags and justify content space between. Okay, and background color lighter. Okay, and padding 1 rem and border radius 1 rem, and after that margin bottom and 1 rem, and box shadow we copy that and we pass that. Okay, it's good. And task content flags 110%. Okay, and task content text class color darkest, and after that font size 1.125 rem. Okay, and display block and transition color 0.4 second and ease. And after that task content text not read only. That is when the read only property of the text is not active. When we update the task, color is blue and font weight is 600. And after that, now I will add style property to icons, task, edit, delete, and display flags and margin 0 and minus 0.5 rem. Okay, and font size 1.5 rem. Okay, and transition 0.4 seconds. And after that task, edit deletes, icon hover, opacity will be 0.8, and task edit deletes, FA pencil, color is green. Okay, margin right is 1 rem. Okay, and we should is align items center. Okay, it's fine. And after that, next the delete icon, task, edit delete, and fa trash. Color is crimson. Okay, it's good. After clicking on the edit icon, we will add a save icon to save the task we have updated. Now I add CSS properties to it. Is task, edit, delete, and fa floppy disk. Color is green, and margin right is 1 rem. Okay. Now let's move on to JavaScript. Okay, I start by adding an event to the window object. Add event listener is load event. Now I define the variables is form is equal to documents query selector new task form, and after that input is equal to document query selector new task input, and finally list elements is equal to documents query selector is tasks. Now I add an event to the form. Add event listener is submit event, and add parameter e. E is an event. When we submit the form, we need to use the event prevent default method so that the page does not reload. Okay. First, let's print e and console log event target. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I create a variable called task. Const task is equal to input value, and after that, now if we have not entered a text in the input and we are trying to submit it, it will give us a warning. Okay, if task is equal to empty, alert, please enter a task. But if we entered text in the input files, we can continue. Else. Now let's delete the task div in the HTML. I told you that we will create them in JavaScript. Okay, first I create a variable called task elements. Const task elements is equal to documents create elements is a div. I add the task class, task elements, class list add method, and task. Okay, after that, then I create a variable called task content, constant task content, documents create elements, div, yes, and task content class list add content, and after that I add task content to task element with the appends method. Task elements appends task content. Okay, now we have created the task div in HTML and added the content div to the task div. Now let's create the inputs. Const task inputs documents create element is input, task input class list add is text, and task input type is text. Okay, now let's add the read-only property to the input. Task input set attribute is read-only. Okay, and add task input to task content with appends. Task contents appends task input. Okay, task content append task input. Now I'm creating div for icons. Is task edit delete task edit delete is equal to documents create element div, and after that task edit delete class list add edit delete, and after that now I create the edit icon. Const task edit documents create elements is icon tag, task edit class list add solid and a pencil. Now I create the delete icon. Const task delete documents create element is icon, task delete class list add fa solid and fa trash. Now I will add these two icons to task edit delete with the appends method. Task edit delete append is task edit and task delete. Okay, now I add task edit delete with appends to task elements. Task elements append task edit delete. Okay, and finally I append task element with append to list element. List elements append task element. Okay, and to empty the input after the process is finished, input value is equal to empty. Now we can test it. Okay, sorry, task input value is equal to task. Okay, as you can see, the text I entered in the input file is created as task. Okay, now let's add button feature property to icons. Is firstly task edit add event listener is event click. If task edit class list contains a pencil is task edit class list replace fa pencil is to fa floppy disk. We test it. Okay, and after that and delete the read only property. Task edit remove attribute is read only. And finally, task edit is task input focus. We test it. Okay. If there is no FA pencil class, else, and task edit class list contains FA floppy disk is task edit class list replace FA floppy disk to FA pencil. And after that, and finally, I add the read-only property with set attribute, task edit set attribute read-only attribute. Okay, we test it. Sorry, it should be task input remove attribute. We test it, and we click edit button, and we change data. As you can see, we click save button. Okay, it's fine. And finally, set the delete icon. And task delete add event listener is click, and task element is remove. Okay, and we have completed our application. I add text to the input, and I update and delete. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my video.